So here we go. Can everybody, no, you can't see my screen because I haven't done it yet. There we go. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. We got a thumbs? Cool. All right, here we are. We're gonna do some introductions in just a moment because you're like, who are these people? Well, these people are Maxine, Kristin, and myself, and you'll get to learn a bit more about us in just a moment. Oh, okay, technology. Here we go. Agenda, you're gonna meet the coaches. Why coaching? What is coaching and what is not coaching? What's the opportunity here? What's next? And then we'll open for questions. We're aiming to get this in and out real quick. I know y'all got lives and baths and feedings and all sorts of good things to go on. All right, so I'm going to pass to Kristin so you can get to know her. And her screen should be highlighted as she's speaking. Hello, Kristin.
Hi, welcome. Thank you all for coming tonight. It's a real pleasure and a privilege to be here with you all and talk about this new opportunity that Mel and the Banyan Tree Wellness Team is offering. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about myself. I have been working in adult learning settings for the last 25 years. I've been teaching women's studies and sociology in community colleges in Oregon and Washington State. And additionally, I spent about a decade working as a volunteer facilitator and mentor in partnering with women who've been incarcerated in Oregon's correctional facilities. So in all these settings that I've been working in, I've had the joy of working with people in transformative moments in their lives, at times when people are ready to move forward or beginning new chapters. I would like to just take a moment to acknowledge that for those of you who've had known anyone who's been touched by incarceration, I want to just acknowledge and hold space for a moment for the fact that for the political and human rights issues that surround incarceration in this country. And I want to let you know that when I talk about it, that I am fully aware of the systemic inequalities that surround it. And want to acknowledge that when we're talking about, when I talk about women in prison, the transformation and the new chapter, when you're partnering with a woman in prison, is very often just the challenging process of deinstitutionalization. And so I just want to acknowledge that and not make light of that at all. But in all the institutions that I've participated, they've all provided a framework for individuals to kind of take steps towards personal growth. So the brave and the curious kind of get the step in, and the institution provides kind of a scaffolding for you to navigate and chart kind of this new path that you want to take. And so myself as a teacher or facilitator, I kind of get the opportunity to kind of play a role in one step in your journey, maybe sometimes multiple steps if I get to be a part of multiple classes or participate as an advisor a little bit in that way. And so I made the decision to become a coach because I wanted to work more closely with and individually with people on these journeys. I really wanted to support these processes on a deeper level, and I really wanted to witness outcomes that people were having more intimately than I was when I was working as a teacher. So when you think about the community college, people come to community colleges for a variety of reasons. Some folks know exactly what they want to do. They know exactly what they want to be, but a lot of folks aren't entirely sure. And so where they're headed, they just know they want a degree or they want to change their occupation or their direction in life. And so they enroll in classes, and the classes are with the intention of like, it'll provide some clarity for them. And so in many ways, this is like the coaching experience. People come in with different goals and at different points in their life. And what's consistent across both of those settings is there's a desire for change and a willingness for people to kind of put in the work to make that change happen. So as you're going to learn later tonight when Mel's talking to you, that coaching isn't about giving advice or mentoring, but coaching is rather about providing a scaffolding, but more at the individual level. And what that is a coaching conversation. And so I've chosen to kind of go into coaching because I really want to work with individuals. I find a lot of joy and fulfillment in providing that scaffolding in a new arena and in a new place. And I find it a real privilege to be able to kind of support people in this transformative type of arena in a new way. And so I look forward to talking to anyone who might be interested in kind of taking those next steps with me as their partner. So thank you very much.
And thank you for your work with women in the prison systems. It's work near and dear to my heart. Next, I'd like to introduce Coach Maxine. Maxine, would you like to share about?
Sure. Thank you, Mel. So my background is in the space of HR leadership and talent management. I've spent almost the last 20 years building my career in that space. Having led talent management strategies, I've also coached a lot of leaders as well as others through various career paths. My pivot to coaching really came into fruition when I decided that I really wanted to focus on meaningful work, right? I'd always served as a coach in one facet or another through various aspects of my life. And, I've seen the impact within organizations. I've seen the impact with individuals. And so I've decided to focus my practice on coaching from the leadership lens, leadership of self first, in order to successfully lead yourself in other environments, whether it be if you're looking to build a business, lead others, even just lead your own families, right? So my focus has been in the leadership coaching space with a focus on folks that are moving through transitions or challenges, whether it be navigating new phases in life, career, again, entrepreneurship. My beliefs are really strongly rooted in the untapped potential of the individual and the impact that you can have when you really lean into your strength and lean into your authenticity. My approach is rather direct, but it is highly collaborative. I seek to help you really identify and challenge your status quo. And lean into growth and empower you to step into, various aspects of yourself that maybe you might not have otherwise really celebrated and or recognized as potential catalysts for, the next chapter in your life. So this work is very meaningful for me as a coach because I do really believe in the power of community, the power of shared accountability and governance, and what you can really achieve if you lean into what's pulling you. So happy to be here and happy to be part of the Banyan Women's group.
Thank you, Maxine.
Back to you, Mel.
Thank you. And then there's me. Many of you have worked with me in some level of a class or fitness or sound or meditation, or even in my immersion series where we do some coaching. But those that do not know me, I am the founder of Banyan. I'm board certified in holistic nutrition. I've got some other fun things about me. You can see them on my slides. I like to play in exploring everything that could be curious about you, the way that you address yourself in your words, the way that you really move through life. And when I'm coaching with people, I'm really your co-pilot. I firmly believe that we are all very intelligent human beings, and what worked for me may be something that gives you, hope, But what worked for me is because it's me, and I figured that out because I'm intelligent and you are intelligent, and you will figure out what works for you. I am simply there as a support and a guide. And I absolutely love that. Like, this coaching is really selfish for me. I vibe off of watching people figure out who the fuck they are. That is the coolest shit to me ever. I'm also a no bullshit coach. I say it very clearly. And I will hold space and without shame or judgment. And when we get in those spaces, that's where the magic happens. That's where you really get to come out and shine and play and be curious and, challenge yourself on your next adventure. And that's just really my framework. You don't, I don't know what I'm going to give you. And each day, and I just kind of go off of your energy. And so far it's worked. Me and my people have fun. So hopefully I'll get to meet some new folks through this as well. But let's go on to, what is coaching? This is a hot topic because at this point in society, anyone can be a coach. Anyone can call themselves a coach. Anyone can take a quick program online and be a coach. And that is totally fine. But the essence of coaching, like the true science of coaching, and this is through the ICF, International Coaching Federation, coaching is a thought-provoking and creative partnership that inspires clients to maximize their personal and professional potential, often unlocking previously untapped resources of imagination, productivity, and leadership. Partnership. And I know a lot of times people say, well, my coach, I go to a coach, a physio coach. I don't tell him anything. He tells me everything to do. Is he a coach? Yes. But this is the true essence of coaching in this type of realm that we're offering. Hi, Pittsburgh. Thank you for chiming in. I see your message. All right, coaching versus therapy. Coaches are not therapists. Coaching is forward focused, forward movement. Coaches do not give advice, so they're not consultants. They're not mentors. Coaching is outcome based. Coaching is client led. You hold all the knowledge. Coaching is not therapy, consulting, or mentoring. And Maxine, Kristin, if either one of you have anything beyond that to jump in, please just chime in and say at any point in time. And there's a beautiful
I was
blank.
just,
Yeah, keep going. I'm going to figure out my slides here.
no problem. I was just going to mention that therapy is and coaching are both part of the helping professions, but therapy follows more of a medical model, and they deal with acute issues that need healing. And coaching really starts when is not a part of the medical model, and focuses on when people are feeling more at baseline and are moving forward in different areas. And people can be in therapy and coaching at the same time. It's just we're focusing on different issues. So
Yeah.
we're not focusing on healing family trauma per se. We're focusing maybe on, where are we going with the next steps in our lives in a different way. And so it's just two different areas of expertise and areas of focus.
Yeah. So just to double down on that, like, you're dealing with something long, deeply rooted with your parents. That's therapy, and you're going to work on that with your therapist. But if in therapy, you're like, oh, okay, you know what? I don't speak up at work because I learned this in therapy, then come to us, because now we're going to, that knowledge that you hold, we're going to hold space for that and help guide you into your SMART goals of how you're going to use your voice and you're going to figure out how you use your voice, how it works for you. We're going to be your support there. I hope that makes sense. So, I know somebody said, "Well, I have to have everything figured out and fixed." No, we're all broken at some level. We all have cracks, and and if you don't have a coach that says they don't have their own problems, don't go to them. Sorry, I'm just going to say that. Coaches are, in my humble opinion, coaches are truly deeply invested in understanding their own selves, and coaches have coaches. So we can work on things with you moving forward, and in those moments of that deeply rooted pain or trauma, that is what your therapist is going to work on. All right. I don't know why I have a white screen, but we'll see. Okay, opportunity. What we got for you? So there are 24 openings for this coaching extravaganza. You will commit to 3 60-minute private coaching sessions. That's with your coach. And that was why it was important for you to learn a little bit about each one of us, because you will have one of us, 3 sessions, 60 minutes. Coaching sessions will run October 1st through December 15th. Each coach has a different schedule. And so you will figure out what works between you and your coach's schedule, and you will book your 3 sessions between October 1st and December 15th. Now, you're here tonight, the ones that are actively on right now, you're going to get the intake form first. You're about to get it in just a moment. And so if you're like, hell yeah, I want to do this, then you're going to go fill out that form and turn it in. The first 24 candidates who complete the intake form will be accepted. Then anybody beyond 24, a wait list will be created in the order that we've received the intake forms. Completed intake forms are due by September 20th, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. But remember, it is first come, first serve, so you want to get yours in. That puts you for sure in if you're one of the first 24. Now, incomplete intake forms will not be accepted. So do not go, I'm going to do this real quick while I'm driving, and miss something, because we will not email you and go, oh, well, you didn't fill this one thing out, because your duty, your currency is to spend your energy completing that intake form fully and turning it into us. You will get first access to the intake form tonight. Give that to you in just a moment. So it's pretty straightforward. And we will have space for questions afterwards. All right, I'm going to keep going though. Each candidate will be contacted by their assigned coach between the dates of September 25th and the 28th. The candidate will have 48 hours to respond and set up their first coaching session. If you do not respond to the opportunity, it will be given to that next person on the wait list. You'll commit to the 3 private coaching sessions with your coach. And, oh, there's an error, complete Banyan's feedback survey after your coaching series concludes on December 18th. That's another thing. This is free. Your currency is to complete that feedback survey after, not only for the 3 of us to know how we could be better or to know how fantastic we are, but also there will be survey questions for Banyan specifically, because this is once again how we get donors, how we get grant money, and it is vital that we get that information. The information is private. Your name will never be attached to any grant work or any donor information. It's strictly like what city we're serving you from, how do the services help you, but your name will not be attached to that. Okay. And sit down with your calendar. Make sure that you can meet the guidelines and that you're fully committed to this process. This is a great time to do this last quarter of the year. So what is it that you want to achieve? What do you want to work on? What are you curious about within yourself? Find that thing. And let me say, you don't have to know exactly before you fill the intake form out. You just need to know that you want to commit to this process. What shows up day one of your session will show up day one of your session. And guess what? What shows up on the second session will be whatever is supposed to show up on that second session. So I just want to make that clear. All right, what's next? I'm gonna open up for questions in a second. I'm about to put the link in the chat box, and that will be to the intake form. Now, if you're like on your phone or you're driving or whatever, you can get somewhere safe and message me at melissa@banyanwomen.org, and I will give it to you. Otherwise, after we get off here, I'm going to download this recording, put it on our YouTube, plug it into an email with a breakdown reminder of everything, and you'll get it in probably about an hour and a half. Once again, look at your calendar, make sure that you're able to commit to this time frame. Sit down in a quiet place to do the intake form. Make sure you answer each question. So double check before you send. Turn your form in before or by September 20th. And if you have any questions, you can email info@banyanwomen.org. All right. I'm going to take this screen off.